This year I've been blessed enough to ride two of the most iconic roller coasters in the world, both of which are the two tallest in the world, Kingda Ka at 456 feet and Top Thrill 2 at 420 feet. I'm going to compare the two and share with you my thoughts. So let's go. If you would, please subscribe to my channel. If you love roller coasters, theme parks, and traveling, this channel has content that you'll enjoy. Both of these incredible attractions come with a little bit of drama this season, and I'll speak about that later in my video. But first, I want to compare the two. Kingda Ka is located at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. It sits on the northeast corner of the park, and from the parking lot it just dominates the skyline, to the point that the first time I looked at it, I failed to notice that El Toro was in the background. Whereas Top Thrill 2 kind of blends into an incredible roller coaster skyline in Sandusky, Ohio. This skyline is amazing, and it can be seen from across the bay as you approach the park. And once inside the park, with its central location, Top Thrill 2, that top hat and the spike can be seen from almost anywhere inside the park. And I've often noticed that my vision has been drawn to it even as I'm standing in line for other attractions. Kingda Ka, on the other hand, is not really noticeable from inside the park. Without a map or any signs, you would have a hard time finding it if you had never been there before. It's located in the Golden Kingdom section of the park. Now let's talk about the ride experiences. Both of these roller coasters were manufactured by Intamin, and both, when they opened, were the fastest and tallest roller coasters in the world. Top Thrill Dragster opened in 2003, then 2 years later, Kingda Ka opened. Both rides featured a hydraulic launching system. In 2021, Top Thrill Dragster was closed due to an incident. Cedar Point then hired Zamperla to come in and reconfigure this iconic roller coaster. The reconfiguration required a launch system that would be able to handle a triple launch, so they installed the LSM system. This uses magnets to propel the ride vehicles and is capable of launching the vehicles forwards and backwards. I couldn't find any real numbers on the launch rate of this LSM system on the initial launch of Top Thrill 2. However, in my observations of looking at video and seeing it in action, it appears to hit its top speed of 74 miles per hour in about 4 seconds, so it's nowhere near as intense as its original launch, and that's okay considering the next element of this coaster. Now, Kingda Ka continues to utilize the original hydraulic launch, and this launch is very intense. 0 to 128 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds. That's a launch rate of 36.6 miles per hour per second, which ranks as the third most intense launch in the world among current operating coasters. And this launch propels you up and over the top hat, which stands at 456 feet. On Top Thrill 2, the initial launch is enough to get the train almost halfway up the top hat hill before a stall and a backwards drop to the second launch, which sends you flying at 101 miles per hour backwards up the 400-foot back spike. In my opinion, this is the most exciting part of the ride. That stall and floater airtime you get at 400 feet is incredible. Then you descend back down to the third launch, where the train reaches its max speed of 120 miles per hour and sends you up and over the top hat. I was only able to ride Top Thrill 2 one time, but I was fortunate enough to be in the back row for that ride. Going over the top hat in the back row, I got some really good ejector airtime and whip as I came over the top hat. After the top hat, both of these coasters feature a spiral on the descent. But Top Thrill 2 gives you a little bit more whip on that spiral due to the seating position on the ride vehicles. If we compare the trains, you'll notice that Kingda Ka has a very low profile with the seats very low inside the car, whereas Top Thrill 2's trains resemble a Top Thrill Dragster. This one appears to sit more on top of the track, and the seats are raised up off the chassis, making the seating height approximately a foot higher above the track than on Kingda Ka. So that's the reason for the better airtime and lateral Gs that you get on Top Thrill 2. After the spiral and descent from the top hat on Top Thrill 2, it's pretty much over. You cross the finish line and then you hit the brake run before returning to the station. The total ride time on Top Thrill 2 now with the reconfiguration, and I'm saying total ride time from the start of the launch till you hit the brake run, is approximately 1 minute. I know they advertise 2 minutes, but that's loading in the station, pulling out of the station onto the staging area. But I'm counting the ride time from the time of the launch until the brake run. And like I said, for Top Thrill 2, that's right, almost exactly 1 minute. After the spiral descent on Kingda Ka, you still have the airtime hill. Now this airtime hill doesn't look very big compared to the top hat, but in actuality, it's 129 feet tall. That puts it taller than Superman Ultimate Flight, the Batman, and the Joker, and it's only 1 foot shorter than the Jersey Devil coaster. Sitting in the front row, I actually did get some airtime coming over the top of that hill. And then on the back side of that hill is the brake run. The ride is over and you return to the station. And the actual ride time on Kingda Ka from the beginning of the launch to the brake run is 30 seconds. And the total elevation that you gain on Kingda Ka with the top hat and the airtime hill is 585 feet. Compare that to Top Thrill 2, which this is such a cool stat on Top Thrill 2. You gain an elevation of over 1,000 feet when you ride Top Thrill 2, with the first launch going halfway up the top hat, then the back launch taking 400 foot up the back spike, and then going over the top hat at 420 feet. If you add all those together, you're a little over 1,000 feet. Which brings me to the point that before the reconfiguration, not having one of these rides, I guess, was okay because they were pretty similar. If you wanted to ride a Stratocoaster, you can go over to Six Flags Great Adventure and ride Kingda Ka. But now, after the reconfiguration of Top Thrill Dragster to Top Thrill 2, this ride experience is so much different than what it was before. And I'm saying that compared to Kingda Ka because I never rode the original Top Thrill Dragster. So with both of these rides being different now, they both have unique world-class elements that separate them from anything else. The launch on Kingda Ka is amazing, and the back spike, 400 feet on Top Thrill 2, is insane. So as far as the ride experience in both of these rides, I can't say which one I like the best as far as the ride goes because they're so different now. If they were both the same things, if they were still the same as they were, I might could pick one over the other, but now I can't. If you have been fortunate enough to ride both of these rides in their current state, please leave me a comment and let me know which one you like the best and why. Now, as far as the total package of the attraction itself, I really like the theming around Kingda Ka. I think it fits with the jungle atmosphere there in the Golden Kingdom. But because of that, I also think it kind of cuts down some of the excitement that goes with a ride like that, because not everybody is going to want to ride that ride. But a lot of people want to go watch that ride. And unless you walk through the exit back up towards the platform, up the steps to the bridge, you can't see the launch. So I really wish they could clear some of the area out so just people can come by and just observe the launch. And this is where I give the edge to Top Thrill 2. The position that it's located in the park is pretty much centrally located. And no matter where you are in the park, no matter what you're doing, whether you're standing in line for another attraction, you're eating, or even just walking from one place to another, you have that visual of the back spike and the top hat 400 feet tall in the air, and your eyes just kind of go to it. Myself, I'm thinking, man, I want to be up there. But then someone else is thinking, how in the world could anyone ever want to ride something like that? Even though some people will not ride Top Thrill 2, they will still be intrigued by it. And they want to see it. They want to watch it run. They want to see people going up that back spike and see their reaction when they come down and hit that second, third launch. They want to see their reaction after they cross the finish line and the ride's over. I love that Cedar Point added bleachers so people could come be spectators. So I've mentioned that I have confidence that Top Thrill 2 will be ready for 2025. As for Kingda Ka, there have been some pretty strong rumors that I've been hearing about it being removed in the future. Now, I really don't know what to think about this. So usually where there's smoke, there's fire. But I don't understand why the park is not mentioning it. You would think if the park were going to remove this ride and had plans to remove this ride, let's say after the 2025 season, This would be something they could market to make a lot of money, because if they announce that Kingda Ka is going to close at the end of 2025, there will be enthusiasts from all over the world that would make a trip just to get a final ride on this, and it could profit Six Flags a whole lot. That being said, I still cannot imagine Six Flags Great Adventure without Kingda Ka. I think Six Flags Great Adventure, or Six Flags as a corporation, should bring in a corporate sponsor to help keep this ride open. Even if they have to shut it down for a year to refurbish it, make it good, make it sustainable, fine, do that. But don't close it. And don't reimagine it. We don't need another Top Thrill 2. We've got Top Thrill 2. We need Kingda Ka to stay just as it is. It is an amazing ride, one of a kind, world class, and it needs to stay. Hey, please leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of the video, what you think about these two roller coasters. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notifications of my videos. And if you liked and enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with others. Thanks again for watching, and God bless.